Welcome back to another episode of Quick Picks with the Geek. I am your host, Bro Power the Geek. All right, friends, it's time to dive headfirst into a stylistic chess match. If that chessboard was on fire and both players were throwing haymakers instead of pawns. We've got Ricky Simon versus Charles Jourdain, two featherweights built like action figures who got glued together at the torso. One of them's trying to plant you on the canvas and punch you through it, and the other is trying to style on you like he's auditioning for a Canadian kung fu movie. Let's talk about it. First up, Ricky Simon, who comes in a minus 175 favorite with a 21-6 record and a mullet that's still undefeated in spirit. Ricky is the kind of guy you don't want to meet in a dark alley or a wrestling room. He's a BJJ black belt with a wrestler's heart and fists, like he's still mad about getting picked last in gym class. He's got 7 knockouts, 4 subs, and probably a dozen concussions handed out to people who couldn't sprawl fast enough. He just broke a 3-fight skid with a beautiful knockout win over Javid Basharat, which was a reminder that, yeah, Ricky can throw hammers when he wants to. But here's the thing. When the wrestling isn't working, Ricky has a bad habit of standing around and catching more leather than a handbag factory. Against Mario Bautista, he shot 13 takedowns and only got 3, and Mario styled on him with volume striking. Against Vinicius Oliveira, it was more of the same. 11 shots, only 2 takedowns, 31 seconds of control, and 15 minutes of realizing he left his plan B at home. But when Ricky's wrestling is on, he turns fights into full-on ground tours. Here's the mat, here's my fist, welcome to the tour. He's gritty, scrappy, and perfectly fine, turning a fight into a sweaty, grinding panic attack for his opponent. And when he gets into a rhythm on the feet, it could be night-night. Now across from him, Charles Jourdain, who comes in a plus 140 underdog with a 16-8 record and Canada's unofficial Minister of Violence. Charles is a BJJ black belt with a flair for chaos. He's like a human hurricane, 8 knockouts, 6 submissions, and a highlight reel that looks like it was edited by Michael Bay. When he's in rhythm, it's beautiful stuff. Slick footwork, darting punches, nasty kicks, and a pace that makes your lungs hurt just watching. The man fights like he's trying to impress a crowd of French-Canadian ghosts who can only be summoned by flying knees and spinning back fists. He's got a good chin, he's tough to finish, and he loves a brawl. But he's also one of the streakiest dudes on the roster. He's 7-7 in the UFC, which means he's the coin flip of the featherweight division. You never know if you're getting Charles Jourdain or Charles Airball on a layup Jourdain. The biggest issue is consistency. When he can keep it standing, he's dangerous. But when he gets dragged to the mat by someone who knows what they're doing, he ends up defending more than attacking. And if you let Ricky Simon start chaining takedowns on you, your night turns into 15 minutes of stress positions and regret. So who wins? If this is a striking battle, Charles has the edge. He's faster, sharper, and more creative on the feet. He's also less likely to spend time playing patty cake in the clinch and more likely to launch a flying knee just because he's bored. But if Ricky can get his wrestling going, he'll make this a smotherfest. Ground and pound, cage control, rinse, repeat. The problem is he hasn't been finishing takedowns at a high clip lately, and when that plan A fails, Ricky kind of just hangs out and hopes his mullet absorbs damage. That said, Ricky still has the power to hurt Jourdain on the feet, and if he mixes it up early, keeps Charles guessing, he can bank rounds even without dominating control time. Official pick, Ricky Simon, by decision. I think he lands enough takedowns to edge out the rounds, maybe even clips Charles in an exchange or two. It won't be pretty, it won't be clean, but Ricky's the more dangerous guy on both fronts, and in a coin flip fight, you pick the guy with the wrestling and the overhand right that looks like he's trying to punch through drywall. Also, that mullet, still elite. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat when the next video drops. And don't be shy. Leave a comment below and let me know who you got winning this fight. Let's see who really has the crystal ball around here. Until next time.